questions in terms of back to the exchanges, the previous question. The community just asked in some specifics about which ones are on now and maybe what we have next, 1 to 2 week horizon. Let's start with what exchanges are eMax on right now.
Yes. Let me come back to you guys on that. I'll get a list actually from our team right now and have that to you within a couple minutes because I don't want to misspeak. So I'll have a list to you guys in a few minutes. In terms of ones we're working on, again, we go into contracts with these exchanges. So it is a partnership. So it's not news we can actually release before being on them. Which is why we mentioned, I think you guys saw, we're working on some not only top 50 but top 10 ones. You guys can kind of look yourself and see which ones those are. They will be coming. They are massive exchanges that are accepted globally, not only here in the U.S. but all over. So really expand our market in terms of geographical lens as well. In terms of which we're on now, let me get back to you guys in a few minutes. I'll ask my team right now. But in terms of future use, their future exchanges, they're coming. Again, the second we are allowed to tell you guys, we 100% are. We're a transparent brand, and that's sort of how we pride ourselves. So more on that to come.
Great. I think what we can say with certainty is that there will be another 2 at least within the next 10 days. We can't say which ones specifically, but there will be at least a minimum of 2. So next one, obviously the crypto market in general is, pretty volatile, but some of the questions from the community is, can you explain why the price dropped 80% in one single day?
Yeah, I can take this one. So, look, I think we were a little unlucky when this coin actually was launched. For the first 3 days, I think we saw tremendous growth, and I think the community really showed that they kind of believed in the project and some of the potential value that we could create. And then there was a 3-day stretch, which was one of the worst in the history of the crypto space. Over $1 trillion of overall equity left the space. You had obviously some pretty bad news for Bitcoin with China kind of not accepting the coin in the market. Ethereum was down a ton, which is kind of the chain that our coin kind of is based on. So with those large coins down 50-60%, the fact that we were even able to kind of hang in there and kind of survive those days, I think was met very well by kind of the market and the community to just understand, hey, we understand it was, with the risk that comes with a coin that's a few days old and not really knowing all the plans, with that type of flight, it just was something we had to weather. I think, we've obviously recovered greatly from that time. I think the performance and price appreciation on the coin is really reflective of the value that we've created to this point, and some of the, I think, projections that I think the community is able to see from what we're kind of putting together.
Great. Yeah, I agree with you, Giovanni. A lot of that was macro trends, and something that the coin has been is extremely resilient in terms of bouncing back, which I think says a lot in terms of the longevity and future of eThereumMax.
Yeah,
I think you're breaking up, James. That was you.
Sorry, yeah, sorry, can you guys hear me now?
Now we can.
Yeah, it beats me when new people join. Sorry about that. I think the 2 other things, just to double down on there, is dropping 80% after going up hundreds and hundreds of percent, is okay, right? Like, that's natural. We're minting new millionaires, and some of those people are taking some small profits, and then we're going to hit new all-time highs right after those things. So I think it's it kind of excites me sometimes when we take small dips, because it means that we've likely minted new millionaires, and it's time for new ones to sort of come up. So again, dropping 50% after running up hundreds and hundreds of percent is totally natural.
So that's a perfect segue into the next follow-up question is, what are our thoughts on whether or not eMax will come back this week?
It's always tough to kind of make price predictions and projections and things like that. And obviously I think get asked that all the time. I think, what the best thing we can do is continue to create value by making sound decisions creating, big time relationships and putting ourselves, in a place to be able to kind of capitalize on those, kind of ambassadorships, the relationships with influencers, and really kind of just creating some visibility, for the market to really understand what our project is. And, I think with all the stuff that we've kind of been doing in the background, really, going to come to light this week, in the coming days, in the coming weeks, I really think that will drive value. But, as far as a price kind of prediction and projection, that's tough to say. Obviously, depends on a lot of different factors, macro events, micro events. But what we can say is we know we're working very hard, and we know we have a ton of large I think deals and relationships and things in place that are absolutely going to drive value. And I think we're all excited about that and really looking forward to being able to finally unveil all of these agreements and arrangements and different parts of the project that we've been working on.
Great. Yeah, it's hard in general, let alone crypto, to have a crystal ball for anything. So I think that was well worded, all things considered. So thanks for that answer, Giovanni. From operational growth and announcement standpoint, what would you say are some of eThereumMax's plans for this week?
So for this week, I think we are going to be kind of rolling out some additional partnerships and ambassadorships that we've made. I think there's going to be an expansion of the individual brands and the umbrella of the initial use case with the transaction utility of the coin. So I think that will come out. I think we will have presence at the conference. There's the Bitcoin International Crypto Convention that's down here in Miami, so we will have a presence there. I think we will be able to answer a lot of questions and kind of provide more transparency and visibility to the kind of what we're doing as a project and kind of what some of our projections are in the future. So I think that's going to be exciting for us to kind of be out and be in the open on that. And then obviously that kind of all leads up into the fight, in which we'll have a very large presence, and we'll really look forward to seeing how many additional eMax payments continue to get made utilizing that that utility. I think the exciting thing is we've worked very hard kind of leading up into that event, and I think that event will really just be kind of a nice coming out party to really announce to the world that we're here, provide maximum visibility. It would be a really nice event to I think to connect with other types of influential people in the space and other members of other coins to kind of I think educate and really showcase the type of reach we've been able to make to get to that event and forge the relationships we were able to do.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think this weekend is going to be not the end of the party, but the start. I think it's going to be a springboard to put things in perspective. We only have just under 60,000 holders, and when being compared against some of the other coins, I mean, we're such a small percentage of that. So I think when the world finds out on this weekend, it's certainly going to take off. There's going to be a lot of new highs on it after this weekend. So I think everyone on this call is certainly, on the early side of it. So next, transitioning to the little bit of the market as a whole, will eMax be attending the Bitcoin 2021 conference this upcoming weekend in Miami?
Gio, I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, so I think I mentioned that we will be there. We're looking forward to being able to continue to spread the word and provide visibility to what our project is and what some of our views are, future and projections expansion on kind of the existing use case. So we're very excited, and we kind of like everything we try to do things strategically, which is kind of part of the reason why we thought that this initial relationship and utility for the Mayweather Paul fight made so much sense. It was all aligned from a timing perspective with the conference, and like Steve said, this is our coming out party. I mean, we've put in a tremendous amount of work, the entire team, from top to bottom, from a developer perspective, from people who are out kind of facing the community and the holders, and everybody who's kind of done all this work with through the forking process. I mean, it's been, and we obviously, as we talked about earlier, had the issue just more with the macro trends of kind of the Bitcoin issues kind of having some collateral impact on us. So look, it's been a kind of a crazy first couple of weeks, but we are so excited for the conference and for this weekend to come, to really showcase what we are and what we really can become and be, and what we will be. So this is So we're very much looking forward to Friday, Saturday, and the whole events that come with that.
Great. Yep. So we'll be there this weekend for sure. So a question that came in that keeps on getting asked is, what if I bought an old eMax address token after the hard fork on accident? So we actually already have this answer on the back end. Our developers were putting together. So first and foremost, you want to make sure that you add the new eMax address and view your actual funds. The old eMax address will be delisted soon. In addition, we also updated the logo. So if you go on Uniswap, you actually see a big intentionally ugly purple logo that says "Do not buy" to make it further obvious. But if you bought after the hard fork, we're looking into certain situations. But in all honesty, that coin is entirely different now, and we're not related to it. And also, in addition, when that fork did happen, because of the momentum, it was actually up at 500% at one point, buying and selling it. So because it's unrelated to us now, we're not connected to it anymore. That being said, we now, as we continue to grow, we now have a 24/7 support team to answer any type of questions, and this one would be certainly a question that would be dealt with on a user-by-user, holder-by-holder basis. So for any of you having questions around that specific support ticket, we set up, again, a 24/7 support team, and you can reach them by emailing support@ethereummax.org. Again, that's support@ethereummax.org. So in addition to the hard fork, any type of questions, technical questions, coin questions, exchange questions, things of that nature, we have a multi-person team who will be more than willing to answer your questions as real time as possible. GeoMax, in terms of Geo and James, in terms of any other specifics or anything else that you would like to add or talk about?
No, I think good on my end. I just wanted to thank you all. I love doing these things. I hope to do more. And again, guys, we're only 2 weeks old. We only have 50,000 holders, and while it seems like a lot, and it's amazing for 2 weeks, no coin has done that. We're really just starting. And again, to piggyback off something I said earlier, and Gio says this the best, but I'm going to steal it from him for a second because it really excites me. Is we're minting a lot of new millionaires, guys. Like, when those dips happen, it provides an entry point for new people to come in, for you guys to come in and accumulate more tokens, and sort of start the cycle not from scratch, but just continue to go. We're really just starting off. I'm super excited about the community we built. So again, thank you all. Really excited, a lot to come, and looking forward to doing this again soon.
Yeah. So what I'd love to add here is, look, we understand with some of the frustration, even though it's been such an exciting 2 weeks, and I think there's been just a tremendous amount of growth, and it was kind of more than we could have expected so fast. But I think that's a testament to all of our hard work and all the excitement and relationships we've kind of been able to form and really kind of connect with the community. So I think just to add here, I know there's been some frustration. Obviously, the forking process was something that was frustrating for a lot of people and created some issues. But what I can say about that is it was done for all the right reasons. We really think that this is going to be best for us in the long term. It's something that, you know, it was one of these situations for us to be able to kind of maximize the potential of this project. We you know, I know that's probably been the number one most asked question about the, you know, the old contract, the new contracts, and you know, I just want to say if we can all just get past this, really start to see what we have in plan, you know, for the long term. And I think if that in and of itself doesn't say that we are here for the long term, then nothing will. I mean, it was an expensive process for us, you know, just kind of paying all the minor fees and getting everything over and funding new liquidity reserves. So this is something that just you know, we want to say really kind of symbolizes our commitment that we want to have the most efficient contract. We want to be in the most optimized structure. We want to, you know, look at things like wallets, which I know have been, you know, a concern and a constant question from the community. So these are all things that we are absolutely looking at. You know, what we pride on ourselves is, you know, we want to constantly interact and be connected to our community. And, you know, we want to show you that we listen. So what we are doing right now is an absolute, you know, kind of just look at everything that we have in place from a smart contract perspective, and ensuring that we have the most optimal tokenomics, and that all the tokenomics that we're using are perfectly in line with our vision of the use case and of the utility, and in line with kind of future uses, and also have flexibility to be able to do other things that potentially right now we are kind of putting to the side for phase 2, 3, 4 kind of uses of the. So I think there's so many exciting things, and I think, you know, obviously that has been frustrating, and we know, and you know, we try to kind of give a little kicker and give everybody a couple extra coins just as a kind of a token of our you know, kind of you know, just being sorry that it caused all that frustration. But you know, we know going forward things are going to be much smoother, and we're also working on, you know, I know everybody, you know, is concerned about all the algorithms that get written and the bots that can kind of halt our momentum. So we promise you, we hear all those concerns. We're working on them. And then the last thing to add is, you know, the exchange issue and the barrier to entry is obviously very high right now. And we understand that, you know, Uniswap, which is the main exchange people are executing on, can get taxed, and it can be hard to get into additional position of coins, especially in times of high volume and stress. So we absolutely are working on things, and we think we have some groundbreaking things that are going to make this a lot easier to be a part of. And I think the visibility on some of these things will be right from our website, and you know, I think these things you'll also see some of the stuff that we're working on with the actual vendors to expand upon the use case, but actually provide more systematic ways and more cutting edge ways to do that. So I think, you know, in this next couple weeks, there's going to be a number of things rolled out. We're really excited about a lot of it. It's really cool, cutting edge stuff, and I think you guys are really going to be excited about it as well. And I think the whole market and the world is going to be really excited about it. So I think this is an amazing time to kind of be part of this community. It's an amazing time to really, you know, going into such a huge week for us with the conference and the events and everything. We've been absolutely killing ourselves, you know, 22 hours a day. I'm pretty sure nobody slept on the team, but it's all for this, and I think we're ready to just absolutely blast off. So it was great spending some time with you guys today. Hope we answered, you know, the majority of your questions, but you know, obviously we're here. We want to be connected to the community, and it's absolutely something we will continue to do, and we can't wait to continue to show off some of the stuff we've been working on. So hope everybody has an awesome day. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much. So this is going to conclude our call. I wanted to thank James and Giovanni. Thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. We'll be announcing more live Q&As on our Telegram crypto groups happening this week. Make sure you stay tuned on Instagram, Twitter, Telegram for more updates, and also make sure that you are following the proper accounts. There's some fake accounts out there. So for Instagram, for example, it's eThereumMax. And we understand that buying eMax is not an easy process, and our number one goal is to improve that entry point for you and our community. So we're working with the best exchanges to make sure we can do exactly just that. And lastly, we will continue to have forums like these to answer community questions. One of our core values as a brand and company is transparency. We're focused on holding ourselves accountable to building the best and most transparent community the crypto space has ever seen. We cannot do this without you. So from everyone at eThereumMax, we thank you. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Steve. We appreciate it. Looking forward to the next ones.
Awesome. Bye, everyone.
Let's go. You hear that, guys? That was a great update.